My name is Danny Haddock. I'm a graduate student at the University of West Florida, and my person of interest at the St. Michael Cemetery was Oscar Hendrickson. He was born in Sweden, and he moved here to Florida when he was 36. He lived in Baghdad and worked at the Bay Point mill where they built ships and repaired ships. This was primarily during the yellow pine boom industry that happened in Pensacola, where he mostly would have, like I mentioned, built ships that would have transported lumber or repaired them while they were moving around lumber throughout the entire world. While he lived here, he had 7 children with his wife. He had 4 sons and 3 daughters. One of his sons, Paul, was tragically killed in a tugboat accident in Galveston, Texas, in 1937. Who was actually the first family member to be buried here at St. Michael's. His wife Eva was then buried 3 years before Oscar was. It was noted in his obituary that he was going to have 6 honorary pallbearers and 6 active pallbearers, which really says a lot about a person. When they have 12 people that are escorting their coffin to the grave, it really shows how much of a good person he was. He lived to be 91 years old. He retired when he was 61. He was obviously a hard worker, provided a lot for his family, and that's just one of the more interesting things you can find about somebody when you're looking at stuff like that. What they actually mention in obituaries tells a lot about that person. Some of the difficulties that I've found with a person like Oscar is that he lived in Baghdad, which is a very small town in Florida. He lived probably a very simple life. So really the primary thing I could find was the obituaries that were written about himself and then his family members when they passed away and were buried here in Pensacola. And like with anything, with any primary research, you have to really go through the documents, and you have to go through each page of the newspaper and have to read through a lot of details, and then you have to actually find the obituaries themselves. And a lot of times they didn't write a lot about themselves. They weren't as detailed as some of them can get these days. And so you really have to try to extract a lot of things out of a few words.